Good morning. So, welcome on this nice morning. It'll be a good day for baseball, and we're going to talk baseball today. My name is Sandy Fortenberry, and I'm with the Lubbock County Historical Commission. We are a group appointed by county commissioners, and we're responsible for telling real stories about real people and real places, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Members of the Historic Commission that are here, would you wave your hand?
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Okay. So, this is the newest marker to be erected in Lubbock County. It joins about 16,000 in the state of Texas, and it's around the 80th in Lubbock County. So if you need something to do on a Sunday afternoon, drive around and read the history of the county on those black Texas historic markers. It's my pleasure to introduce one of Lubbock's #1 sports fans. He came to Lubbock to play baseball at LCU, but was it LCU?
LCC.
LCC at that point in time. We won't talk about the year. And then he stayed, but he's still a baseball fan.
Absolutely.
Judge Curtis Parrish.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much, and thank you all for being here today for this incredible occasion. I'll tell you what, baseball and Lubbock kind of go hand in hand. Almost the history of Lubbock is so tied into baseball, and really the history of baseball is tied into Lubbock. You think about, you look at these kids here, they're going to carry the history of Lubbock with them by the way they play baseball. I want to thank you all for being here. History is very important, and baseball is part of our history. There is the movie Field of Dreams. Y'all know the movie. In the movie, James Earl Jones does a monologue about baseball and history. I memorized that monologue a few years ago, and I think it's very fitting that we speak that monologue here today. So if you'll indulge me with my James Earl Jones voice. Ray, people will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa for reasons they can't even fathom. They'll turn up your driveway as innocent as children longing for the past. And they'll find they have reserved seats along one of the baselines where they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes. And it'll be as if they've never left the game. The memories will be so thick they'll have to brush them away from their faces. Oh, people will come, Ray. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that was once good and could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come. Thank you. People will definitely come. And they come here to watch baseball. They come here to play baseball. Standing next to me are some great friends, and we're going to introduce them here in just a moment to tell their story of the Lubbock Hubbers and what Lubbock Hubbers and baseball means to Lubbock. Let me introduce, back to Sandy?
Yes.
I've already introduced.
No, not yet.
You got it? Okay. Back to Sandy. Thank you all very much.
In 1933, a few blocks from here, over that way, the Lubbock Hubbers played their first game in the new Hubbard Field. The old baseball stadium was called Merrill Field, and it was located about 17th Street and Avenue C. It had been demolished, and they needed a new field. And it's been called by several names, although Hubbard Field was most familiar to everybody. It was originally called Paris Field after a local sports writer for the AJ. It was later Rosenthal Field after team sponsor Sam Rosenthal, who also owned Hub Clothiers. In 1956, after the Hubbers moved to Texas City and became the Texas City Texans, the park was torn down and the salvageable materials sold, and no evidence of Hubbard Field remains today. As the judge said, Lubbock loves baseball. From the first teams that came together about 1909 to the first West Texas League in 1922, and our own Lady Raiders played in the World Series. The Hubbers played an assortment of teams, from hometown teams like the Monroe Ramblers. Do you know where Monroe was? Yeah. League teams like the Tahoka Bulldogs and the Hobbs Drillers, to those other teams that were affiliated with the big leagues, those that were affiliated with the Chicago White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. The Hubbers were recognized as one of the 100 greatest minor league teams in the history of the National League Baseball. The first reference to a black baseball team in Lubbock was 1928, when the Lubbock Sluggers played the Snyder Panthers at Merrill Field. They were later briefly known as the Black Devils, and they were managed by O.M. Isles, before they became the Black Hubbers. The Black Hubbers were Lubbock's first African-American semi-pro baseball team. And just to note, the Slayton Mexican Eagles were also a semi-pro team that played in the 1950s, and they played primarily at 1st Street and North Avenue P in what was known then as Mexican Park, renamed as Guadalupe Park in the 1960s. The Black Hubbers frequently played the Mexican Eagles, and they played many other area teams. There was even a notable 4th of July game where the Lubbock Hubbers played the Black Hubbers. So while teams were segregated, fans came from all over to sit in the stadium and watch baseball. While we celebrate the history of these teams, they were made up of individual players. You might not recognize the names, but several Lubbock Hubbers played in the pros. Bill Serena, Willie Tousby, Mickey Livingston, Joe Cope, and there are other names that connect us today with the Hubbers. My hometown in Newville, which used to be Monroe, Demp Webster had the gas station and service and grocery store. He played semi-pro ball for many years in whatever team would have him in all the different leagues. And so while he never played for the Hubbers, he pitched against the Hubbers. My dad bought chemicals from George McDuff down there on 50th Street. I misquote, 19th, somewhere down that way. Okay. Former County Commissioner Gilbert Flores and his family is here. Father Ramon played for the Black Hubbers. E.C. Leslie, Tim's dad, played for the Hubbers. He became the Lubbock High School principal and later the LISD superintendent. In 1922, Sled Allen became manager player of the Hubbers. He was the father of Lubbock's own Terry Allen, artist and musician. Names of Black Hubbers are also familiar. D.C. Kenner, John Big Train Childress, Aaron Sedberry, Charles Sedberry, and there's a park in East Lubbock that bears the Sedberry family name. Neil Godfrey played for the Kansas City Monarchs, became a minister, and retired from Jerry's barber shop. And I had an email from the family of Julio Marino saying our granddad played for the Black Hubbers. So we have ties to a baseball team that's no longer in existence, but it still resonates with us. And so we've asked for a few stories. So, Gilbert,
Yes.
one brief story.
Oh my God. Now you know how hard Dad's going to be for me. One sentence. First of all, thank you, Lubbock County Historical Commission, for this great honor to my family and all the friends. I really do appreciate it. That little girl over there probably has a lot to do with it, Lindsay Diaz, because I remember many years ago I said my dad used to play with the Black Hoppers, and I showed him some pictures and this, that, and the other. And I think that's where it all started. So thank you, Lindsay. Will all the Flores clan please raise your hands? Everybody's related to the Flores. There's a bunch of them. There's Ramon Flores. My father had 14 kids. So you know we're a big, loving family. Okay. I remember my dad, I was born and raised in Slayton, Texas, and he used to play in a league in Slayton. And I remember that, I think the team in Slayton were the Eagles or the Eagles, and he played a little bit. There's a pitcher. I hear he was a heck of a pitcher, according to what he used to tell me. If you're going to notice on this plaque, thank you very much. My father Raymond is the only light person in there, respectfully. He played with the Black Hoppers for many years. He was a pitcher. He was doing, he used to talk a lot about how he played. Then he joined other groups in Lubbock after the Black Hoppers back in the 50s. And it seems like yesterday when I say back in the 50s, you know. Of course, I'm an old man. I already turned 80, so I know exactly, I can go back somewhat. But I want to thank all of you for being here. It's an honor for us to have this plaque and to honor the Black Hoppers and the White Hoppers. My dad would tell me a story, respectfully, ladies and gentlemen, that Black Hoppers played the White Hoppers one time. And they stopped the game on the 5th inning. That's what he used to say, right? And I wonder why. You know, the black team was a very, very good team, and the Anglo Hoppers, they stopped the game. So saying all that, again, thank you for being here, Judge. It was a pleasure to see him again. I worked at the served Lubbock County for 24 years. Just retired about nearly 2 years ago, and get into a point, I don't know what to do at the house. You know, it's very hard when you work all your life. I told Kathy, you know what, I've been working solid for 65 years. So now it's hard to adjust. But again, thank you very much. Let's have fun, and gracias. Que Dios los bendiga. Okay, bye-bye.
Also here to tell a story of her family is a school board member, Lala Chavez.
Hey guys, welcome. It's a pleasure to see everybody here this morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. I just want to say my dad was the captain for the Águilas. They didn't call them the Eagles, they called them the Águilas. Yeah. And they played out at the Barrio Guadalupe. He was the pitcher, Willie Querino from the Barrio Guadalupe. I have that picture, and that definitely needs to be recognized. But I want to thank all the commissioners for everything that you guys have done. Lindsay, you must be the president, right? Thank you so much for doing this honor for everybody. I think it doesn't go unnoticed. It's just been a long time overdue, but thank you. I think that my dad, Willie Querino, and all the other guys from the barrio would have been absolutely flabbergasted to know that this is happening, even if this is just the way it is. It's just the beginning of the new beginning, should I say. But thank you guys for everything. I can't wait for you guys to see these pictures from the Águilas. It's amazing. I want to share the tidbit, one thing. The Plains, back in the days, and this is stories I'm hearing from these gentlemen that were players, they've all passed away. The last one, it was my daddy and another gentleman that passed away. But they had told me that they couldn't get uniforms. So my dad goes, well, I'm going to go to the Plains. Well, he went to the Plains Bank. Not only did they offer them one uniform, but they offered them 2 uniforms. It was hard back in the days to get the kind of help that they needed, but they received it, and I can't thank them enough. Thanks, guys, and God bless.
Thank you, Lala. Sandy had mentioned that I had came to Lubbock right after high school to play ball at Lubbock Christian College at the time. The great Larry Hayes wanted to come on and walk onto that program with him. There was a first baseman on that team that was probably the best baseball player I have ever seen in my life. And he eventually was drafted by the Texas Rangers, but came to be friends with him. And through my friendship with him, I got to be good friends with his father, who told me great stories of the Lubbock Hubbers and how he came to Lubbock to play baseball. Let me introduce you now to my friend, Tim Leslie.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you so much for the Lubbock County Historical Commission for recognizing baseball. I mean, how great is that? My dad, of course, many people that I grew up knowing, like you said, McDuff and Allen and so many of them, they came to Lubbock to play baseball. And we don't realize how big baseball was. And to me, it's always been a baseball town. I mean, from kids Little League all the way up, people have always loved baseball. But anyway, my dad was drafted by the Pirates. He was drafted, the guy that signed him was Paul Dean, which was Dizzy Dean's brother. He was known as Daffy. Dizzy and Daffy Dean, that's some good baseball names right there. Anyway, he was interrupted by the Korean War, and then afterwards came and played for the Hubbers, and about the end of his career, he had his degree in education, and Floyd Honey said, hey, why don't you come coach baseball at Lubbock High? We need a baseball coach. And so they loved Lubbock, and they're like, this is a place we want to settle and raise a family. And so they moved to Lubbock. He coached baseball at Lubbock High, worked his way up through the administration, and eventually was the superintendent at Lubbock. And all the stories growing up, I heard about the Hubbers. He would drive me by where the old field used to be and tell me so many stories just about the history of baseball in Lubbock. So I think it's a great honor that this commission has decided to dedicate a plaque to baseball and to the Hubbers, and we're so happy that they made that decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
While the stadium is gone and only memories of the Hubbers and Black Hubbers and the, I can't say it, Eagles remain, Lubbock still has a love of baseball. And the future of baseball is with us today. So these little league teams, we have the Hub City Bombers somewhere. Yay, some over here. And we have the Diamond Dogs.
Diamond Dogs.
Yay, Diamond Dogs. And we got some Raptors right down here. Okay. So today we commemorate the love of history and the legacy of the Hubbers with the Texas Historic Marker. And the Lubbock County Historical Commission Marker Chair, Deborah Bigness, will read the inscription.
If you saw it, you know that the great Buck O'Neill was a near constant presence in baseball. Ken Burns' ambitious 10-part or 10-inning documentary about the sport. And it's the sport we play everywhere at every age. Baseball, O'Neill said, had a lot to do, really, with changing people's attitudes. His career spanned over 60 years. It began in 1937 in the Negro Leagues and ended in baseball's Hall of Fame. Our national pastime has brought people together across the miles and through the decades. Lubbock County's newest historic marker, Lubbock Baseball and the Hubbers. Lubbock fielded a town baseball team as early as 1909. In 1922, a local team joining the West Texas League, later the Panhandle Pecos Valley League, was named the Lubbock Hubbers, a nod to the city's nickname, the Hub of the Plains. Fletcher Sled Allen served as the first player manager and led the team during their debut game, April the 28th, 1922. The new team won championships in 1923 and 1925. By 1928, a baseball team for African Americans was formed, first known as the Sluggers, but later the Black Hubbers. They enjoyed great success, consistently ranking at the top of their division. Both Hubbers teams played at Merrill Park, a field constructed on land donated by M.E. Merrill. In 1932, the Hubbers began to play at Paris Field, a 1,300 spectator venue located on 2nd Street near College, now University Avenue. The field was subsequently known as Rosenthal Field, Hubbers Field, and Odom Field. In 1936, Sam Rosenthal sponsored the Hubbers, donated new uniforms, and served as president of the reorganized West Texas League. The Hubbers continued to grow in ticket sales and won additional championships until competition stopped for World War II. After Rosenthal's death, his widow Adelaide owned the team before selling in 1949. A mid-50s revival of the team was not as successful. The Black Hubbers continued to play successfully until the team was disbanded around 1956. Players or managers who impacted Lubbock baseball include Charles Sedberry, the rocking chair catcher Jack Brown, John Big Train Childress, James Lefty Johnson, and Comus Neal Godfrey. The stories of the Hubbers and the Black Hubbers are an important part of regional sports history.
There we go. All right. Can you pull?
There we go.
So thank you for attending. We're going to have some photo ops first with the Lubbock County Historical Commission. So if you'll come forward with the judge, with the teams, and then with anyone else who'd like to have their picture made. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, guys. Good job.